as a collaboration, you and Stübben obviously won the award for Spoga Innovation of the Year for 2023. Tell me a little bit more about what that award actually entails.
Yeah, so actually, again, that's an interesting one. In my career to date, we've entered with different brands with multiple products, and it's actually a very prestigious award to win and very difficult to do so. And with this concept, it was one I always wanted to enter to get that recognition, and supported by Stübben, we launched it. There's an expert panel of people all the way from riders to officials, a real broad spectrum, and they have a vast array of questions. And yeah, we're very, very thankful that it won the award for the main award itself. And yeah, that's put us in good stead moving forward and selling the product globally.
It's probably the lightest and most flexible tendon boots I think I've ever held. That was fantastic.
Again, the model itself, the principle of it was, as I said, was to cross over between the old-fashioned and the new school. And we're really happy the way that it's been received and the way that it's being used is that it's hit that sweet spot, and is a step forward in horse welfare, comfort and performance.
So what spurred you to design this product?
Yeah, it was really having had a long career in the industry and seeing how the evolution of products have gone. Traditionally, we had a lot of leather and neoprene show jumping boots, which were very comfortable and fitted the horse very well, but didn't have any protection from impact. The boots then progressed in the last decade to hard shell injection molded boots, which had lots of protection from impact, but had no movement, very rigid, very structured. Can pinch on the horse's knee, can drop down, there can be rubs, and actually interfere with the movement, although albeit having the impact protection. So it was a case of seeing what was in the market and how the natural evolution would be, and a hybrid, as this boot is, a combination of the two: soft shell flexibility, hard shell impact protection. So yeah, it was just seeing the spot in the market, really.
Michael, what brought about the collaboration between Stübben and Evolution Horseware initially?
Yeah, it was an interesting one, actually. It was actually COVID. Coming out of my previous position in the industry for other brands, we launched in 2018, selling direct with our saddle pad collection, which we'll talk about later. But then as we then moved forward into COVID, it kind of scuppered our whole model, which was to come and sell direct to the consumer. And it just so happened that as we did that, Stübben was actually under new management at the same time with a really young, hungry team. And when I met them, we just kind of gelled very well together. And it was a natural progression. I want to design and bring innovative products to the market, which is ultimately for the horse's performance and comfort. And Stübben, that's their ethos too. So it was just a match made in heaven. We started based on the saddle pads. Then we've grown into the boot collection. We have the new cross-country boot, the hybrid cross-country boot, which was launched out in Kentucky this year, which is being received very well, with a lot more scope to grow our range and collection as we move forward. So where the Streamline system started, or where our business started, was where we'd seen a lot of steps forward in the fashion aspect of saddle pads, but not from a technical functional aspect. And again, it's a case of horse comfort and performance. Lots of feedback from the consumer was that they were fed up with pads which would crease, ruck, slip behind the knee roll, friction rubs. So actually this was the first concept which enabled me to launch the brand, and I'm happy to say is still growing and going strong now. So a very simple concept. It's a Velcro saddle component. This is a TPV. It's a very flexible saddle component. And the idea is to have a Velcro insert which you put under the saddle, into the gullet of the saddle, and you have a Velcro fastening. And the reason that's important is then you have a removable strip. So the pads are all designed, they can be used with or without the system. So you can use it traditionally, or if you want to use the system, you can. So it's it's not a case of all sizes fit one. You can use it as you see fit. But if you want the optimum performance, you can have this Velcro connection over the behind the saddle, over the pommel of the saddle, creating reduced friction over the lumbar spine. And then with the push button D-ring fasteners, you're locking the saddle into position, which is reducing any movement throughout the saddle gullet. So yeah, I've probably made a mess up of that, but it's a very simple concept that's just very effective when you're actually using it under saddle.
And as we can see here, you've got the lovely little velvet ends, which is just nice and soft for the horse. Underneath, I can confirm that it is actually lovely and soft. So that's absolutely fabulous product for the horses.
Well, actually, that's something which the consumer wouldn't see, but our composition, a lot of saddle pads historically have just been made out of either a foam concept or a polyfill, which is a fibrous polyurethane. What we use is actually a 3D mesh, which is we have a combination of different 3D meshes, which is what allows the pad to breathe so well, but also wash and retain its shape. So it doesn't shrink. And as you said, we do also have a suede binding, which is very effective at reducing friction on the seam of the pad again. So yeah, it's not just the system itself. There's thought goes into everything that we do, even down to the PU at the front. It's nice to have a slightly stiffer area over the wither, which again helps the pad itself, even when not using the system, to sit up into the saddle and keep clear over the withers. So yeah, there's thought into all of it.
So obviously we've had a look at the boots over there. We're looking at this numnut, or saddle cloth, I should say. Sorry. So what else is coming? What else can we look forward to seeing from you?
Yeah. So we've moved because the hybrid boots have been received so well. We then progressed into the brushing boots and our gravity overreach boots. We've got a unique aspect to all the products we do, but this year we've launched the hybrid cross-country boot. So yeah, in the cross-country boots, we've teamed up with a US company which has got a lot of research behind an impact responsive material called Poron XRD, and that is very good for blunt force trauma. So it's a soft, flexible foam, and on impact it locks solid, and that's based around an injection molded model which allows the flexion and movability, lightweight again like the tender boots. So that's something that we've launched out in Kentucky this year, and moving forward into 2025 will be one of the products that we look to market heavily and get out into the market, because all of our products are being received so well.
Amazing. Well, Michael, thank you ever so much for your time. It's great to see you, and it's great to catch up on some of these amazing products you're designing that hopefully our users will be buying some and seeing the full benefit, whether they're either here today at Hickstead or whether they get to buy online later on.
That's what we like to hear. No problem. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.